Ready to get? Good. Okay. We will begin the board meeting with the roll call.
Mr. Shea?
Here.
Mr. Weinstein?
Here.
Dr. Gilliam? Ms. Wilson?
Here.
Mr. Reedshaw?
Here.
Mr. O'Connor?
Here, if everybody could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We do have a speaker for public comments. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, directors and staff. I'm John Stephen, Aspinall resident and coordinator of the Negu Run Watershed Task Force, a volunteer coalition intended to involve communities, creatives, professionals, and decision makers in urban ecosystem regeneration. I thank ALCOSAN staff for its active participation with the task force and for presenting the early results of the Controlling the Source plan in the watershed. That report continues to impact our idea generation, including a possible urban farming planning project that integrates community gardens within the ALCOSAN identified priority drainage possibilities. I am concerned that the task force process will not be replicable and may hit a stone wall even in Negu Run if ALCOSAN does not fully engage its municipal advisory committee. As a reminder, the modified consent decree requires that the advisory committee meet at least quarterly to coordinate the flow monitoring plan and to inform the wet weather plan as it progresses. We understand that the results of your flow monitoring and preliminary planning efforts are to be presented to regulators in the fall. Secondly, the Our Waters campaign has asked ALCOSAN in the past to use bonds to increase the financing options available to innovative projects that keep rainwater out of our sewers. We have been told that there are legal limits that do not allow bonds to be used in that way. We have heard that those limits are in existing debt covenants. While we disagree with ALCOSAN's opinion on whether debt funding can be used for this purpose, items J and K of today's agenda seems to open up the door to make a change. Since you are refinancing some of the existing ALCOSAN debt and issuing new debt, please consider changes to allow the debt to be used to pay for innovative flow reduction projects in customer municipalities. The wet weather plan timeline and the financing restrictions discourage innovation. You have perfect excuses to do nothing except what you have done very well for 60 years. Treat wastewater delivered to the system. The region, more than ever, needs an integrated water stewardship approach, and ALCOSAN could be our leader in that among the many disparate municipalities and agencies. Other authorities around the country have demonstrated flexibility to allow innovative flow reduction strategies. Will ALCOSAN please have limiting language taken out of this proposed bond issue? This doesn't force you to do anything, but just keeps options open and offers maximum flexibility for the future. Thank you for your time and consideration, and have a good board meeting.
All right. Thanks for helping us out and switching rooms on us. Okay, that goes to a report on the 2020 operating costs and revenue. Mr. Inks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Through the end of May this year, the authority collected on cash basis almost 72.1 million, expending just almost 59.1 million. For revenues in excess of expenses of about 13 million. We are operating in a very sound financial manner at this point, sir.
All right, thank you. We will now go to report of action by the executive director in approval of construction change orders. See Exhibit B, temporary hypochlorite storage and feed system. Executive director.
Mr. Chairman, this change covers some relatively small modifications. As you can see, installation of a couple of valves, a change in the meter, and
The third change will allow information to be sent back to our distributed control system. Again, of nominal value overall, critical to the future operation.
Thank you. We'll now go to action items. Can I have a motion to approve last month's board meeting as well as the invoices in Exhibit C?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to authorize the preparation of specifications and advertising for bids. See Exhibit D, Contract 1, to furnish and deliver sulfuric acid. I said I wasn't going to chemistry, so all these are new words to me. And 2, furnish and deliver sodium bisulfite.
Well done, sir.
My bio teacher would be amazed at that, right?
Look, right now.
So can I have a motion? I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Items D, E, F, and G were discussed during the professional services. Item D, motion to approve modification of service authorization 322 for HDR engineering under the agreement for the engineering consulting services to perform services during construction and for additional scope items completed during the design phase for the North End plant expansion, project amount $2.8 million. Executive Director.
Mr. Chairman, yes, indeed. These items were taken to the Professional Services Committee. HDR, as the design consultant, is being retained through construction. This wraps up some overlap from the design phase, and again, takes us into the construction phase. As the board is well aware, it is always our preference to maintain access to the design consultant during construction.
All right, I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Item E, motion to approve modification services authorization 324-04 for Hatch under an agreement for engineering consulting services for an additional 6 months. Executive Director.
Mr. Chairman, the item for Hatch is just as you indicated. It's an extension for an additional 6 months. This is one of those matters that have been delayed due to impacts of the virus and the shutdown. This will provide an analysis of what's being done with biosolids nationally to make sure that our program continues to be very mainstream. We don't want to be bleeding edge. We just want to make sure we're providing the best return.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Item F, motion to approve modification of service authorization 299 for Aecom to be granted optional year 1 to continue as ALCOSAN's program manager for regionalization at no additional fee.
Mr. Chairman, again, as you stated, Aecom is the current regionalization program manager. This provides for extension of the services that they have been providing quite successfully for an additional year, as was included in their original contract. They continue to have money available, and we recommend approval.
All right. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Item G, motion to ratify the executive director's execution of the assignment agreement e eBuilder and CDM Smith, through which CDM Smith assigns its rights and obligations under the master license service agreement for eBuilder enterprise system to ALCOSAN.
Mr. Chairman, the board is aware that CDM Smith is our program director, has been for numerous years now. eBuilder is the software that keeps track of all of the contract compliance issues associated with the implementation of consent decree dictates as outlined in the Clean Water Plan. Transitioning from CDM, this license agreement, transitioning to the authority is timely and appropriate. And again, it is simply a transfer, nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Action item H. This is to approve the GO grants, see Exhibit E. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item I, motion to authorize the executive director to enter into an access agreement with the URA of the city of Pittsburgh and Coomer Associates to perform field investigations as part of the Clean Water Plan implementation.
Mr. Chairman, as the board is aware, there will be numerous needs for property acquisition. This action item creates the opportunity for us to look at, I believe it's 2 specific parcels that are the URAs. And you will see more and more of these. You've seen a couple of them to this point, but there will be more.
All right, I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, that leads us to J and K. I'm going to read them both together. Motion to adopt resolution 2020, retaining an investment bank team to underwrite bonds for the refinancing of outstanding 2010 series debt in order to achieve significant interest rate savings. And then item K is a motion to adopt bond resolution 2020 dated June 25th, authorizing the authority to issue its SOAR revenue bond series 2020. Proceeds from the bond will be used to refinance the outstanding 2010 series bond.
Well read, Mr. Chairman. I would turn it over to the Director of Finance and Administration to help you understand why we need so much to pay for so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. The Finance Committee met almost 2 months ago via electronic means. The bond team resolution, which is the item J, is the successful bond team that helped the authority achieve over $60 million in refunding savings on the 2016 and 2018 series refundings. We asked the Finance Committee, and the Finance Committee agreed to retain that team under the current circumstances as far as trying to put together a bond team. It's a very successful team. The bond issue itself, item K, is designed to refund our 2010 series, which is callable on December 1st. The authority can refund that series effective 90 days in advance. To give you an idea, we're looking at approximately $30 million in savings. We're going from a bond yield of 4.9 to 2.15%. So it is a significant savings. It's something we want to take advantage of. And this is the right team to do it that has proven they have the ability to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Inks. I need a motion and a second. Now we are approving items J and K.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, if you are on the line, there were 2 new items that were just put on at the end of the agenda. Action item L is a motion to acknowledge the receipt of Brenda Smith's letter of resignation dated June 12th, 2020. So I just need a motion and a second on that.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. And the last item that was just added was a motion from the board to approve that Jack Shea is our favorite board member. Figured we keep you awake there, Jack. You know, it's been a while since we've seen everybody, so. All right, seeing no new business, we will adjourn this meeting. The next meeting is July 23rd, 2020.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.